As in all of these sales trainings, you tend to see me get a little more animated and a little bit more excited. I really think this is where we can set ourselves apart, and you can grow your practice and begin to create clients that will be with you for years and years and years. I think if we do the client creation correctly, then we have to do it less often because our clients stick with us for a longer period of time. One of the tools that we've used for ourselves is the Approach to Selling tool. So make sure you've gotten into your account and printed your Approach to Selling profile. There's a workbook that goes along with this. Also, there's a knowledge-based sales guide that you might find useful with this as you go along. This is all about you. This is all about developing your sales skills and becoming a better salesperson of your own consulting services. It's interesting as we work with individual consultants along the way, everyone tends to sell the way they tend to buy. And those two things are completely different. If we were selling the way that we buy, that would work with the folks who tend to buy exactly the way that we do. That may be a little confusing. I am sorry if it is. I just need you to understand, because you do something one way doesn't mean every potential client of yours is going to as well. And let's remember, there are 24 million small to medium-sized businesses in America that are your targeted market. Understanding how you buy and not imposing that style on everybody is the answer to understanding your approach to selling. We are committed to helping each and every member be able to market their services and to grow their consulting practice. It's very important that you understand your game film. You've gone through your profiles. Now let's take a look at it purely around your sales style. And we're going to learn how to look at other folks and adapt our questioning and adapt our positioning for their buying styles. Having a sales strategy and implementing it is absolutely critical. It is much like the world-class performers. Everyone has an actionable game plan. Having an actionable sales strategy is what's going to help you develop long-term clients. Everyone is unique. 24 million small to medium size businesses out there are our target. We're not talking about what Fortune 500 and Forbes calls larger business, just the 24 million small to medium sized business. There's an infinite amount of prospecting opportunity out there. The challenge is to not just fall into our comfort zone, that we do not impose our style on everyone because that's the way we might like to do it. This requires, much like the world-class performer conversation that you've heard over and over and over again, is this could be completely counterintuitive to position your sales opportunities to your buyer style and not simply constantly be leaning on your style. This is where those world-class performance characteristics of being counterintuitive come into play. This is learned. It is not natural. That thing about our leaders made or born, or salespeople made or born, frankly, it's probably a little bit of both. But you can make yourself into a solid leader. You can make yourself into a solid salesperson. Just because it doesn't come naturally doesn't mean that we can't develop these skills. Knowing your style, understanding what your behaviors in a conflict situation are critical in understanding what are the buttons within you that can be pushed in a sales situation. Buying and selling are both stressful issues. It's stressful to you as an independent consultant because you need to find clients. This is how you're earning your living. And it's stressful for those 24 million small to medium-sized businesses out there who are, quote-unquote, taking a chance on bringing you in to drive results. That's real money to them, and they want to know it's being spent appropriately. So they're under pressure as well, knowing your stressors and their stressors are going to do nothing but help you manage the situation to a better conclusion. Everyone views themselves as more adaptable than they actually are. You have no idea how many sales situations I have been in where people have told me they've done one thing, and when I sit there and I observe them, they're doing the exact opposite. None of us are as adaptable as we think we are. We have to really force ourselves to have our antenna up, to leverage our emotional intelligence, which is controlling ourselves and reading and understanding the person across from us. Your approach to selling is one of the biggest things that you can do for your own development. Being a knowledge source is one thing. Being a knowledge source and convincing one of those 24 million small to medium-sized businesses in America to bring you on board so that you can drive results for them is another. As we've talked about over and over and over, having the technical skills, having that knowledge is one thing. Having the people skills to get others to understand you can help their business is quite another thing altogether. Focusing on this will help you get clients that you can keep for years and years to come.